most of the old time music that I'm really inspired by, well, I said old time music, so bluegrass is something that technically came later than old time music. My banjo expertise is not in Earl Scruggs, JD Crowe, or Ralph Stanley, or any of that. If you're thinking of me as a banjo player, that's not who I am. Banjo playing for me was a way to get away from rock and roll for a while and really explore, this old music that I'd kind of heard growing up and really sort of see what it is. And that's when I started making the musical connections to the old stuff, that old stuff in heavy metal. That I didn't notice when I was a kid because I was too busy paying attention to the distortion and and the amps and like I see, Master of Puppets, that was like a life changing album for me as a little kid. I see that the poster, back there. I had a Poison tape, and I traded my friend a Poison tape for a Metallica Master of Puppets tape because I seen some kids wearing the T-shirts on the playground. And, this was like 86 or 87 or something like that,
Yep.
And I took it home and I put it in that acoustical intro to the song Battery was just so scary sounding. And then when it kicked in, I traded him a Poison. Look for the something what the cat dragged in or something like that.
Yeah.
It scared me for a minute. I had to take the tape out. Because I was just like, what kind of music is this? And then it was all, it's like drinking, it's like reminded me of when I started drinking black coffee. It's like, what is this? And then now it's just like stuck.
Nice.
You make the best comparisons, truly.
Very good. So I want you to make some more comparisons here because I really want people to understand the difference between, because you touched on, your bluegrass, your banjo playing is not, Earl Scruggs. It's not bluegrass music. It's mountain music or old time music. What's the difference between the two? How can you describe what you play versus what typical people understand as bluegrass banjo so that they understand the difference?
Well, it's much older. It's very much rooted in the old African styles, actually. A downstroke style of playing, kind of inherited through oral traditions and mixed living situations in the mountains before the Civil War and then after. And these old traditions are associated with dance, like the square dance. A lot of folks don't, they think about these songs as being like these old songs, these old Appalachian songs that they can trace back to Ireland and all that. But for years, there was an African element and even other, what you would consider minority elements that were present in the music, Native American elements present in Appalachian music, especially before and after the Civil War, right up until the 1900s. And so that the music that I like, that I'm interested in, and I got interested in because it was sort of it gave Eastern Kentucky, it gave myself, my home, a place. It made me feel like Eastern Kentucky, when I was growing up, felt like a no man's land. It felt like a wasteland. Like, why would you want to be here? Why, there's no opportunity. There's still not many opportunities here.
Yep.
But discovering the importance of the old time music and the effects that it had on the world at large, especially because it stayed preserved in the mountains longer than anywhere else, and it started getting noticed at the times of the first recordings and things like that. And then that's when, I guess you could describe it stylistically. We call it overhand banjo, which is like, instead of you know, it's like boom, chicka-ding, 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 chicka-ding. It's kind of like that. You're kind of like hitting down with your finger and popping the thumb string, and that's kind of the basics of it. And then there's a few little old timey 2-finger, old timey 3-finger, but it's not based on real fast playing. It's not based on. It's very informal. It's centered around dance and storytelling. Old ballads about things that happen. And as a musician, it's musically fun.